Congregate versus non-congregate meal service. This is a presentation for Break for a Plate Summer. Congregate meal service versus non-congregate meal service. Congregate meal service means a food service at which meals are provided to children are consumed on site in a supervised setting. Non-congregate meal service is a food service at which meals are provided for children to consume all of the components off-site. A non-congregate meal service can only be operated at sites that are designated as rural, with no congregate meal service being offered at that time. Site definition. Site means the place where a child receives a programmed meal. A site may be the indoor or outdoor location where congregate meals are served, a stop on a delivery route of a mobile congregate service, or the distribution location or route for a non-congregate meal service. However, a child's residence is not considered a non-congregate site. So let's discuss congregate meal service requirements. All meals should be consumed on site. However, sponsors have the option to permit children to take one item off-site for consumption. All children in attendance at a congregate meal site must be offered a complete meal before any child is served a second meal or before any adult is served a meal. Sponsors should communicate regularly with their sites about anticipated attendance and meal order adjustments. New sites. A new site means a site which did not participate in the program in the prior year. Sites switching from congregate meal service to non-congregate in summer 2025 are considered new sites. Sites switching from congregate meal service to operating a hybrid site, which means that site operates a congregate and non-congregate meal service at the same site, are considered new sites. Now let's discuss non-congregate meal service. Non-congregate meal service must be operated at sites designated as rural with no congregate meal service being offered. A rural designation is effective for a period of 5 years. After that 5th year, new documentation is required to redetermine the site's rural status. Remember, congregate and non-congregate sites will not serve the same population of children for the same meal service on the same day. Listed below is a link to determine if the site being operated is a rural designated site. Non-congregate meal service options. When utilizing any of the non-congregate meal service options, sponsors must ensure required food components for each reimbursable meal served meet the meal pattern requirements. All food items that contribute to a reimbursable meal are clearly identifiable. Menus are provided and food preparation is minimal. The list below contains the meal service, non-congregate meal service options: multi-day meal issuance, bulk meal components, parent or guardian meal pickup, and home delivery. Now, multi-day meal issuance. Approved sponsors may distribute up to the allowable number of reimbursable meals that will be provided over a 10 calendar day period. Sponsors electing this option must have procedures in place that document to a reasonable extent the proper number of meals that are distributed to each eligible child. Multi-day meal issuance must consist of unitized meals. Bulk food. Self-prep sponsors approved to operate non-congregate meal service have the option to provide bulk foods that meet the meal pattern requirements for each meal service type, with added safeguards to ensure program integrity and the health and safety of children. The maximum number of reimbursable meals provided to a child should not exceed the number of meals that could be provided over a 5-day calendar day period. Any exceptions will require state agency approval on a case-by-case scenario. Parent guardian meal pickup. Sponsors in good standing may allow parents or guardians to pick up program meals on behalf of the eligible children. Sponsors electing this option must have documented procedures in place to ensure that meals are only distributed to parents or guardians of eligible children and that duplicate meals are not distributed to any child. Alabama is defining guardian as whatever adult is principally responsible for the care of the child that day, such as grandparents or other adults functioning as child care providers, can pick up meals on behalf of the children. Home delivery. Written parental consent is required for home delivery. A child's residence is not considered a non-congregate meal site. The child does not need to be present at the time of delivery, as long as the sponsor has obtained the household's written consent to deliver meals and has verified the child's current address. Sponsors must confirm the household's current contact information and the number of eligible children in the household to ensure the correct number of meals are delivered to the correct location. Good standing. Good standing means the status of a program operator that meets its program responsibilities, is current with its financial obligations, and, if applicable, has fully implemented all corrective actions within the required time. Sponsors must be considered in good standing to operate a non-congregate meal service. Conditional non-congregate sites. They conduct a non-congregate meal service for eligible children in an area that does not meet the definition of areas in which poor economic conditions exist and is not a camp. Sponsors of these sites must notify participants of the availability of free meals and if a free meal application is needed. Sponsors of these sites are required to provide reasonable modifications to accommodate participants with disabilities. Hybrid meal services. It is possible for one site to offer both congregate and non-congregate meal services, but this cannot be implemented during the same meal service. Non-congregate meal service may be offered at times when congregate meal service is not available. For example, a rural site serving congregate meals during the week may also offer wraparound service, which means providing non-congregate take-home meals for the weekend. Or example 2, a site provides a congregate breakfast and a non-congregate lunch to be consumed later off-site. If you have any questions or would like to contact us, please email us at sun@alsd.edu or contact your assigned education specialist. Thank you.